Well, I did go a single day without kind of talking about this type of topic, and once again, we're on the classic, the fan favorite, talking about a VTuber that's a piece of shit. Once again, it's not like I'm actively searching out this type of stuff. It literally just like appears on my feed over and over again, and it gets to the point where I have to just talk about it. So the person I want to talk about today was shown to me in this tweet. Now, I'm not talking about the person who actually tweeted it out, but more of the substance in the video. And like this is from a Piers Morgan and a Nick Fuentes conversation that happened like a long time ago. I remember seeing this like a month or two ago. But basically, Nick Fuentes just went on the Piers Morgan show and said, "Hey, I like Hitler and he's a good guy." And then, obviously Pierce is like, yo, what the fuck is going on? What are you talking about? I'm assuming this person right here, and I'll talk about it in a second, was, reacting to it. I see the Ben Shapiro show on the top right. So I'm assuming this is a reaction of a VTuber to a Ben Shapiro show to a reaction of Ben Shapiro to the Nick Fuentes and Piers Morgan conversation. And like during this point, Nick Fuentes just said like Hitler was a good dude or whatever. Hitler was, a good leader because, Nick Fuentes is a Nazi. And instead of saying like, "Oh, I disagree with Nick Fuentes liking Hitler and Hitler was a bad dude," this VTuber had this to say.
The statement that Hitler is cool could be true in the context that, like, was he a cool person at the time that he was alive? And I don't think anyone can say that he wasn't, because he was cool to his people for sure.
One of them, and I'm tired of pretending he's not.
Contextually, he was. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as saying like, well, the uniforms that the Nazis have were cool, because being cool was the point of it, right?
Now I know like the argument that she's trying to make, which is just unbelievably stupid argument, saying like, "Oh, at the time Hitler was a cool guy." When I'm gonna be real, there is no point in time in which you should be saying that Hitler was a cool dude. Like the uniforms weren't cool; they're just military uniforms, honestly. They are kind of just like par for the course of those uniforms at any time. Like you would think at some point she would just back out of this take and realize that like it doesn't really make sense. But she just keeps on saying like, actually, no, Hitler was a cool dude. And like she's trying to say at this time, and I know she's gonna like people are gonna say like, oh well, no, she's not saying Hitler himself is cool, but like at the time he was a cool guy, people really liked him. And I feel like a lot of people would like try to do this argument where it's like, oh no, you have to give it to him. Like there is no point ever in your life where you have to give it to them. There's no point in your life in which you have to give it to Hitler or the Nazis, because at no point were they actually cool or were they actually like good. The only thing that like Hitler did was propagandize people into thinking he was cool when he was one of the worst human beings in the history of human beings to exist ever. At no point was he cool. He was a terrible dude. His ideas were terrible. There's no universe in which you have to give it to him. And obviously, this could just be a VTuber having a bad take and just like having a one-off little stupid take. But it's just not the case with this person. So I kind of like, as I do explore their Twitch account, or not the Twitch accounts, the Twitter accounts, just to, see where they're at. And it is a experience for people to, find themselves in. It is, once again, an experience. And like, so one thing I do have to say though is like a lot of her account is just a bunch of bullshit shit ass poop from a butt AI generated stuff, which is really unfortunate. So I did have to, put just absolute terrible stuff inside my eyes right now. I'm looking at absolutely just terrible stuff. And it's hard to, say or really get a full view of this to you guys unless I play you like these 3-minute long AI generated videos, which I'm not going to do because, I'm not stupid. Let's just do a little bit of an example, like some of the non AI generated tweets first. A Kick Glazer, because this person obviously got banned off of Twitch because she's probably, I'm looking at this right here. The guess is either racism or homophobia or transphobia. If I had to shoot out a guess, and so this person's recommending Kitch, which not surprising, racist people recommending Kick, Fork Found a Kitchen, breaking news. I talked about this person earlier about the white VTuber awards and how there's a most racist person award or racist of the year award. And she won the most racist person. I think she was up against someone who wasn't even white. So like, even being a racist, she is like a fraud. And like I don't even know why she's gonna act so cool saying like, hey, I won racist of the year, when I'm assuming she really wanted that award for the white VTuber of the year. And once again, I don't know if you can see the relevant people here. One of them is the Nazi VTuber, so just we're letting that be known. Unsurprising, Asmongold Glazer, AI generated Asmongold song. Who would have thought that this person glazes Asmongold? Not even surprising in any capacity. Just par for the course with this type of VTuber. Another one is just like, it's be kind or else. This is like where we can really say that piece of shit. Obviously, it's supposed to be, a satire of the Palestinian, the Ukrainian supporters, and also gay and trans people. Where they try to say like, oh, be kind, and then like they hate on people who are like me, who want them to lose all their rights and get killed. And so like this is obviously, I'm once again not gonna play the song 'cause it is bleed blood, like knives to the ears. Basically, it's the music equivalent of knives to the ears. I would rather listen to Machine Gun Kelly's cover of Misery Business in this. And I don't know if you've heard Machine Gun Kelly's Misery Business cover, but it is a catastrophe to music. You can just see that this person not only is a piece of shit, but they're a lazy piece of shit where they can't even like hate in a non-AI generated way. And then once again, I said like she retweets this slush DM motherfucker who like is also an annoying piece of shit, and you wouldn't believe it, like religious grifter, religious like zealot being a piece of shit again. Absolutely just a unsurprising thing. Who could be surprised that the right wing grifter also is a religious person who's using their religion to hate on people? I can never be not a more shocking thing in the entire world. What do you mean that's the case? And then, like, another really unfortunate thing, which I don't know why this is always something that happens with these, like, racist people, is that they're a Freerin fan, which, wow, unfortunate once again for Freerin fans. They also have the Nazis all the time. I don't know how this keeps on happening, other than the fact that, Freerin's, like, German, and also she, once again, is, like, against the demons, which people, I guess, feel, which, like, these people view demons and Freerin as minorities, so it's crazy how it keeps on happening. It's like once again I sifted through all of her her tweets and shit like that, all like the just AI generated bullshittery, and it's just like she's kind of a piece of shit, and it's just completely not surprising in any way that this person is a piece of shit. And it was really annoying to me that I had to scroll through all this like dog shit ass terribly looking AI generated bullshit to find any sort of like normal stuff in any way on her channel. It is just absolutely unbelievable that there is just so much AI generated bullshittery on this account, and it is something that you just really hope and hate to see, and you hope it just never is seen again. But there's a lot, and I'm doing it right now as a scroll. There is so much AI generated bullshit. And also, like I always say this for every single VTuber video I make like this, how does this keep on happening? How are you always how are the VTubers always the racist ones and the insane ones? Like once again, you are in a community where you're not wanted. You're just in a place where no one wants you to be there. And so like I mean I don't know what to make of this. Like I don't know how to diagnose VTubers being racist. Like it's very interesting to me how this happens. It just is crazy. I guess they are permanent. They're still exiled. Like it's only a small subset of VTubers, but we'll see where they go. We'll see where they take us. Maybe they'll get more racist and attract more racist VTubers. I really don't know. It's just the state of the union now that we have, where there's a bunch of racist VTubers, and it is honestly just the most self-satirizing thing of all time. When these VTubers are racist, because once again, like VTube, I don't even know why I'm going off on this tangent, but like once again, VTubing is like a manifestation of your true self online, or like who you wish to be, and then you're hating on people for wishing to be themselves and people who want to be themselves in the real world. It's weird, it's stupid, it's dumb. But once again, I went a day without talking about something like this, but like if it's gonna keep on showing up on my feed, I might as well call a spade and call a racist a racist. That's just how it is. That's how it's gonna be. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.